trying to say is whatever is going on out there, make sure you take care of yourself mentally. Make sure you take care of yourself emotionally. Hang around people that are going to make you feel better. Hi, my name is Dr. Rola, clinical psychologist, and today I want to talk about 3 unhealthy thinking patterns I want you to watch out for in these very intense political times. The electoral process was so intense, volatile, as you know, is the worst I've seen in my lifetime. And I've not been around a long time, but it was pretty intense. And I thought that was going to get better. But now that we have a new administration, things are not getting better. The divisions in our country just seem broader, and issues are just much more negative across the board. Most of us feel that the issues that are being discussed in Washington, D.C. is going to affect us on a very personal level, financially, and in many other ways. And when we feel under stress as people, with all that emotionally charged information coming in, we tend to go to a place of thinking simplistically. We go to a place where we feel comfortable. And that's why avoiding unhealthy thinking patterns is so important. I'm going to give you 3 examples. The very first one is all or nothing thinking. That is when something is either all bad or all good. There are no gray areas. Everyone who is Republican is evil, or everyone who is Democrat is good. That's just a very simple example. We need to be aware of those kind of thinking patterns. While some of those thinking patterns can show up in all our lives because we're going through pressure, you don't want that to become something that you are engaged with over time. It would affect the way you see yourself and the way you see other people. You're not able to look at things objectively anymore. You're not even looking at the facts. You're just believing things with little evidence. And that makes your thinking to become faulty and leads you in a direction that is not healthy for you mentally and emotionally. And then the second one is overgeneralization. That is when you make a general conclusion based on a single incident. Maybe 1 or 2 examples of something that you see on the news or you heard in the community, and you generalize that to every other situation. That will work against us as people. We need to be aware of that. You want to be somebody who is psychologically minded. What do I mean by being psychologically minded? Somebody who is aware of their thoughts and understanding what those thoughts are and questioning, is this thinking pattern a good way to go? Even when we ignore our thinking patterns and we don't talk about it to others, it affects our behavior, it affects our attitude, it affects our mood. And that's why online you see people exchanging very negative words, cursing each other out, saying very bad things to each other, and they don't even know this person. Exchanging negative information, you're this, you're that. And because we don't know who they are, in the privacy of their home, they're engaging in unhealthy thinking patterns. They're feeling intense hatred, anger, and frustration that is not healthy. Be very careful. Whatever is happening out there in the political arena, you have a responsibility to make sure that you are taking care of what you need to take care of, your mental health and your emotional health. And the very third example is magnification or minimization. That is when you blow up all the negative aspects of a situation and minimize the positive. You can look at a situation that is negative, for example, what is happening in Washington, D.C., and say this country is going down, America is never going to be successful, something's going to wipe people out. Whatever conclusions you're coming into, that shows that you're not really looking at the positive that can come out of even difficult situations. Let's look at the political arena, for example. Let's say you're disappointed with what's going on in Washington. A positive aspect of that could be you can become more engaged in the political process. You may become somebody that is more informed about what's going on politically. You can become somebody who is more of an advocate about issues you cared about, but you never said anything. And now because of what's going on, you doing something positive towards it. What I'm trying to say is whatever is going on out there, make sure you take care of yourself mentally. Make sure you take care of yourself emotionally. Watch how you relate to other people, how you relate to your neighbor and your coworker. Now, how do you work through these negative thinking patterns? 2 simple ways. One of the first things you need to do is be open-minded. Try to do as much as you can to gather information that either supports what you think or refutes what you think. Be the kind of person that says, oh, maybe if I have this idea that everyone who is white is negative, or everyone who is black is negative. Gather information about people you've dealt with or information out there in the news to know that not everyone who is black is negative and not everyone who is white is negative. So be open-minded. Be somebody who is an observer, who is gathering information so that your thinking patterns can be more objective. And the second thing you need to do is to really take a break from some of this information. Make sure that you're not taking in so much that you're not able to look out for yourself. Assess what you're taking in and disengage from it if necessary, so that you are able to look at things with much more of a big picture perspective. The good thing about the thinking patterns I'm sharing with you today is you can even apply to your own life. In some aspects of therapy that we do with patients, we talk about these kind of patterns. If you're employing all or nothing thinking, overgeneralization, magnification or minimization in your personal life, you may need to get some help in working through that also. But be very careful. Don't let the negative situation out there in Washington and all that's going on politically affect your mental health, affect your relationship with others, and affect your ability to monitor your thinking in a way that benefits you. I hope something I've said today has been very helpful. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. If you like this video, make sure you let me know. Let's keep this conversation going, and thank you for listening.